And now we have, go ahead, grab it. And I'll put CMcHugh here on the bottom.
I'm excited to see CMcHugh play because I think he's brought some very, very good decks. And I think he's...
I mean, CMcHugh is not just a good SuperMagicalCup player, but he did well. Actually, that picture, his picture's from the Northern Arena Toronto event. He's also played in, I think, a lot of the Clan Royale leagues, that sort of stuff. He's really all over in all the tournaments, and he's so consistent in all of them that he might be moving into the new favorites. But let's not speak too soon because, of course, ESL YO knocked out Woody in a critical game 3. When the pressure's on, ESL YO does not shrink away.
Yes. Good poison from CMcHugh. Takes down Fire Spirits, hits the Furnace, takes down the guard, and gets the tower.
About even here. Neither player have a collector out. Both have about a similar amount of damage on their tower. CMcHugh has a slight elixir advantage. We'll see if he can leverage that into some more effort. Ooh, look at that. Look at exactly a 4-card cycle. Collector, 1, 2, 3, 4, collector.
Yeah,
right?
Perfect.
And that cycle was only 11 elixir, too. So a pretty low-cost cycle to get back to his pump.
Yes. Here comes a big push from CMcHugh. And this is an interesting thing. So another difference between Mega Minion and regular minions is, okay, we'll talk about that later. But here comes a big counter push. Mega Minion onto the Furnace. But the Fire Spirits for the Furnace actually do a really, really good job holding up that push. And really, the Furnace is only 4 elixirs. So that was pretty worth it.
And it took out the Ice Spirit. If the Ice Spirit could have landed on the Furnace before it spawned, that would have given a little bit more damage and time. But either way, the Furnace does get off the board. CMcHugh's biggest fear with this sort of cycle grindy defense deck is ESL YO getting out 2 Furnaces at the same time, because that's going to force CMcHugh to spend a lot of elixir on defense that he doesn't really want to spend, right? He wants to spend his excess elixir on minor poisons on the enemy tower.
Yep. Here comes a big push from ESL YO, playing the miner in the back. Actually going to draw it away from the mini P.E.K.K.A, but the Inferno Tower comes down, and that's going to ease up the situation. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about minor Mega Minion as opposed to minor Minion, is if your timing is a little bit wrong, the minion will actually die and retarget the tower onto the miner, whereas Mega Minion will actually take down the full health, and that's a big push. Guard's doing a lot of damage, poison ticking away at the tower, and CMcHugh strikes back with a huge minor poison attack.
I think this is where the elixir collecting is going to start to take away. The big difference between a minor Furnace deck and a elixir collector sort of minor Inferno deck is that of course the elixir collector deck has the ability to start building up these big advantages and leverage them in double elixir time, and that's what we're seeing right now. There's only, I think, 1 more poison needed for CMcHugh to win the game, so the pressure's really on ESL YO to push down this tower and do some damage. But how when he's behind by several elixir?
Yeah, he's behind, and really because it's going to head into overtime, CMcHugh has the opportunity to just throw a Hail Mary and just try to push the tower down.
Right, and that's it. 11 seconds to go. He really, you're right, it needs to be super Hail Mary. I think those guards and the Mega Minion alone are enough to stop it. I don't see what an ESL YO's deck can do it. The big advantage there was that CMcHugh just never let ESL YO get a Furnace down for any amount of time. CMcHugh wins the first game of the set. So now his minor Inferno deck is out.
Yes.
Off. So he's got to play a different deck. ESL YO has the option. Let's take a look at those 2 decks again, just for the sake of it. This is the 2 decks they just played. CMcHugh's deck is out. ESL YO may choose to play his minor Furnace deck next, or he could switch to his other deck.
Yeah, I think that was, textbook play from CMcHugh. I think he just really took the small advantages and pushed it forward, made a lot of impact happen with his guards, his poison, the timing on when he throws down his minor. But I think, when you play minor Mega Minion as opposed to minor Minion, there's a very, very big difference where if you get the timing wrong and the tower attacks onto your Mega Minion...
Oh, ESL YO did not win SMC number 4. Oopsies, that was a graphic error, my bad. ESL YO won more qualifiers than anyone, though. That was, he's top. ESL YO is top 4'd, I think, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And he won more qualifiers than anyone. He actually won, I think, multiple qualifiers a week. So, good call. These, sometimes we make graphics late.
I believe this CMcHugh deck is Hog Rider Lightning.
You're right. This is the one where he's got both Skeletons and Ice Spirit in the deck, and he's gonna try to build up a big elixir advantage, and then probably Hog Lightning his way to a victory. You're right.
All right, some dead time here. As we see these 2 decks play out, ESL YO has chosen to stay on Furnace.
Right.
And I mean, there's a reason why Furnace became Minor Furnace as an
Right.
archetype became less popular.
It was actually Giant. The rise of Giant Poison. Minor Furnace was really popular at the end of Season 1 and beginning of Season 2 because the most popular decks at that time were things like Royal Giant and Hog Cycle. And both of the Minor Furnace is amazing against both of those decks. It keeps the pressure on them. It never really gives them an opportunity to build up to 10 and do their kind of pushes. But as soon as Giant Poison started to take over the metagame, Giant is just like a hard counter to Furnace. Just put it in front of the Furnace lane and you're never worried again. So I'd be interested to see if ESL YO, being one of the last remaining stalwart holdouts of this deck type, can push into the top 4. CMcHugh actually, I think, was the only person to 3-0 his group.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
true.
No, Clyde also, I think, 3-0'd his group, unfortunately, for him to get bumped
yeah.
out. But CMcHugh and Clyde are the two people to 3-0 their group. So CMcHugh has actually yet to lose a match today.
All right, here comes a Hog Rider on the left side. Mini P.E.K.K.A will take the Hog Rider down to only 1 swing.
And that's really why Mini P.E.K.K.A is such a popular counter to Hog Riders. You only let them get 1 swing, you spend the same amount of elixir, and you have a full health Mini P.E.K.K.A coming back here.
Try to assist it with the Minor, but the Mini P.E.K.K.A will be getting
Even including the Minor, ESL YO spent way more elixir
Yeah.
on that whole thing.
Yeah.
right?
Ooh, that Princess took down the 2 fire strikes. That's big
What a
for the Hog
lightning.
Rider.
Wow, that's a really good lightning. And even only gets, 2 swings plus the lightning is a significant
Yes.
amount of damage. Just like that, CMcHugh has a 700 health lead on the left tower.
Yeah, Hog Rider has become a lot more about single, double swings rather than just really using something like a freeze and getting the Hog Rider 5, 6 swings.
That's really bad. Actually, the Minor or the Princess locking on to the Minor instead of the actual Mini P.E.K.K.A. Oh, the Hog Rider's to come down for defense. It eats a shot. This is all it's just health points, really, at that point. Oh, wow, the poison's coming down. He has to play the Inferno Tower.
That's an expensive defense for
Right.
CMcHugh.
The Inferno Tower did work, but at what cost?
Yeah.
The Mega Minion's still around. Good job with the skeletons there, kind of pulling it off, but a little bit more damage coming through.
Actually, he's going to make a pretty big connection with this.
Oh, lightning!
And the lightning.
Oh, my God! The
Using
Hog
the
lightning!
lightning as basically a zap, and I think that was a perfect situation.
Yeah.
Because if ESL YO had tried to drop any card to defend against it, it would have been lightning. So the timing of that lightning was in order to guarantee a win.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're... Yeah, definitely. I think the big thing there was that ESL YO was continuing to push and push and push, and I think missed the Hog Rider being played at the river and slipping by his defense. He was already... ESL YO had kind of redlined, gone down to 0 elixir in order to defend against it,
Yes.
or to push this lethal attack through, and the Hog Rider just zoomed right on by.